Hey everybody, I'm here in the studio with Mike from Music Radio Creative, and today we're going to talk about headphones and headsets, and do you actually need them when you're recording a podcast or you're live streaming? Pros, cons, all the things. Stay tuned. So Mike, tell me, are you a person who favors wearing headphones while you record a podcast or record video?
Can't deny it. Absolutely I am. I will wear my headphones from the start of the day until the end of the day, but then I'm probably a unique case.
I don't like the headphones.
Yeah, I knew you were going to be the opposite side of the coin.
I don't like the headphones. They're uncomfortable to me.
Yep.
It's not. I don't talk to people normally in person wearing giant headphones,
Right.
like Princess Leia. And I'm on camera a lot. I'm doing a lot of
Yes.
office hours and live streaming, so I don't want these like super goofy looking things on my head. Pros, cons, let's talk about it. Why are you in favor of them?
Absolutely. So I'm in favor because you can monitor your audio. That's probably the number one reason I'd recommend it, is that you can hear what's going on. So if there are pops, plosives, you know to like adjust your mic technique to go further up above the mic so you're not popping right into the barrel of the mic. Another thing is with guests. So as a podcaster who's been doing it for a while, you know your mic technique. Most people will know their mic techniques who do regular podcasting. They know to be like right in the center of the microphone or wherever the pickup is, but guests don't always know that.
Okay.
And that's the biggest issue you can have. If a guest can't hear what's going on, they can just like lean back in their seat and then you can't hear them, and you have to keep saying, especially if it's a live show, oh, can you put yourself back on mic kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest pluses, I guess, of having it. But you're absolutely right, Pat. It looks goofy, especially like headphones like this, and this, as nice as they are and as well designed as they are to hear quality audio, it just looks goofy. That looks, yeah. It's not a good look, is it? Unless you're an audio guy like me, I guess you can get away with it, right? Because I can have a huge mic and headphones in front of me. You also mentioned comfort, and I would just argue you haven't found the right headphones.
Okay, so what would you suggest?
So I have used for years and years, I'm still yet to be converted, the DT770 Pros from Beyerdynamic. Yeah, I've just used them, and that goes back to my radio roots. I started in radio using the DT100s, and they make you look like an elephant. They have literally black padding around, grey coming out here, and black padding over there. It just looks terrible, but they used to be the typical radio DJ headphones.
Oh. Then
you got the DT250s that are a little more comfortable, but a compromise between kind of price and quality. And then the 770 Pros, it sounds amazing. And for me, sound is something important as well. And I've just never... If you're a podcaster, you might only need something that's mid-range, but like if you're working with audio all day, mixing jingles, mixing music, I like to hear everything. And so that's why I go with them. And plus they're nice and comfy, but again, they make you look like an elephant. So.
Yeah, we don't want that. Okay, what's the price range on those recommended headphones?
Okay, so the DT770 Pro, I would need to double check it, but usually it comes in around the $150 mark.
Okay, not terrible.
So it's really not bad. There's also another thing with DT770 Pros, is they come in different versions. 32 ohm, 80 ohm, and 250 ohm. Ohm. So you have to get your ohm right, and that's impedance. So essentially, it's how much you're driving the headphone from whatever it's plugged into. So 32 is basically designed for a smartphone, to plug into a smartphone. If you get the wrong ohm for the wrong thing that you're plugging into, you're basically not going to hear stuff. So if you go up to like 250 ohm, which is good for a studio environment, plug that into a smartphone, you just won't be able to hear anything. It'll be like super quiet, and you'll be up at max volume and like, I can't hear anything. So don't go for 32 unless you're a smartphone. 80 is a happy medium. I always recommend, when people say, what should I get? I always say 80. But if you're in a pro studio environment, or if you've got a dedicated preamp for your headphones, you know, like the splitters you can get with the 4 jacks on and stuff, and the Behringer Powerplay with 8 jacks and like all the dials on, then definitely 250 is a no-brainer.
Gotcha. And in many cases, it's recommended to use headphones or earbuds to reduce echo. If you're doing a call, for example, you don't want the sound coming out of the computer and going back into the mic, thus creating feedback, right? So for that reason, I think having headphones can be good. However, many programs will just cancel a lot of that echo out, just knowing that that's a very common issue. That happens on Zoom and Skype. You don't have to worry about that. But if you are getting echo, perhaps just plugging in headphones can solve the problem. Now, what are your thoughts on earbuds?
That's a good question, and it's not something I regularly do. I really like the truly wireless earbuds you get now, like the Apple AirPods, the JBL 120T WS, I think it is.
Beats Pro, I think.
Yeah, something like Beats Pro, and they just go in there, and a lot of runners use them because they just have them in while they do their runs, bits like that. But I think they're fine if you want to. If you're in a situation, Pat, that you mentioned where you're doing a Skype or a Zoom call and you don't want that feedback from the caller on some little speakers, they're a great way to go. They're small form. I actually think out of all of them, the Apple AirPods probably look the best right now because Apple know what they're doing with design.
It's true. And the beauty of that is it's not going to be this goofy thing on screen. People are used to seeing a little white dot in people's ears now. So I think that's a good solution. So what do you think? I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Are you in Mike's camp or on my camp? Team Flynn, what do you think? No, I'm just kidding. Let me know what you think. If you're a podcaster yourself, do you use headphones or earbuds? Let me know. Thanks so much. Mike, always a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Pat.
Check out Music Radio Creative for all things voiceover, music, jingles for your show, royalty-free, of course. They're the best.